right, boys and girls, welcome to the Road to a Million. If you guys are looking for that call, you are in the right spot. Yeah, this is our documentation of a cleaning business we started in March of this year, March of 2024. And Katie, why did we start this business? I ask myself that every day. Why did we start this stinking business?
Stinking thinking. We started this business because we were presented with an opportunity in Montana of somebody wanting to take over the entire business and the responsibility of running that entire business. So that left Logan and I with some free time. So rather than drink margaritas on the beach, we decided to start another cleaning business. But ultimately, we started it to honestly prove that, yeah, we got lucky the first time, but could we get lucky the second time? Do we actually have systems and processes, and do they work? And we've learned a lot on the second journey.
Yeah, this location has made us more confident in the first location. We didn't know how we did it the first time, but now we can look back on and see how we got to where we did. And the second location gave us an opportunity to prove it that we could actually get there faster. And so for all of you guys who don't know, Alaya, who is actually the general manager for Montana location, is actually on here today. So if you guys want to ask her questions, she's super smart, super intelligent, great learner. And yeah, she runs a company that is going to touch 1.3. I think it's either between 1.285, 1.3. That's kind of what I've estimated out for 2024. But yeah, we have 20 plus cleaners on that team. That Bozeman location does 100 plus cleans every single week. And yeah, so if you want to know like what it takes in order to run $1 million company, like Elia's on here, so you guys can definitely like see her in the chat. But yeah, that's why we started this location, was to just see if we could do it again, in all fairness. And it's been cool because it not only have we learned a lot, but we've been able to implement that and help Elia out as well. And so we were very fortunate to have somebody who just like took initiative and just was like, let me just figure this out. And we realized really quickly that is not a scalable solution, to have people who are, as we call them, self-directed, which is what most people want. They want self-directed people. But the reason why people want self-directed people is because they have bad directions. And so we realized that wasn't a sustainable model if we wanted to continue to do more cleaning businesses. And so we decided to get back into work mode. And Katie and I, Katie started cleaning and I started doing selling, and I sold and hired, and Katie cleaned for 3 months. And then we got, I think, 5 cleaners and got a trainer or 2. And then Katie was able to remove herself from the field. And then it was just Katie and I in the office, and we were both selling, and I was still hiring. And then we got to about $30,000 a month. And then we actually hired 2 office people. You guys can probably see them rolling around in the background occasionally. And then
she's gone.
Not there. And that allowed Katie and I both to get out of we handed them sales and client complaints and cleaner feedback. And then I kept doing I kept doing hiring. And then about 2 months ago, Katie, you started doing hiring. You took over hiring. And then now, starting this month, we actually have our office gals are actually going to take over hiring as well. And so at this point, we have this duty sheet that Kate and I use as a template of everything in the business that needs to get done. And so at the beginning, it was in the office. Excuse me. It was me. Like I did everything on the duties list. And then when Katie came in, I gave her some of the duties. And then when Megan and Keziah, who are our office gals in Mesa, when they came in, they got some of those duties. And as I look at our duties now for December, Katie, do you know what you have on yours? What is left on yours?
Team meetings.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Team meetings.
And I review payroll.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. And on mine is team meetings and also cleaner one-on-ones. And I also have office one-on-ones as well. So that's something that I do is I do the office one-on-ones. But starting this month as well, one of our office gals will be taking over the cleaner one-on-ones as well. So after the end of this month, I will be doing team meetings and office one-on-ones, and Katie will be doing team meetings and payroll. And then sometime in next year, the office gals will take over the team meetings. And then one of us, either Katie and I, will always continue to probably confirm payroll and do office one-on-ones. And that's exactly what we do in the Bozeman location with Alaya. We actually both do one-on-ones with Alaya. I do a vision meeting just like this with them, and then Katie actually does a one-on-one with Alaya as well every single week. And so that is like the ongoing support that us as the owners that we will always have. We will probably always have those duties when we have like 2 locations. Now, if we have 20 locations, that'll probably change. But when we have 2 locations, even 3 or 4, we'll probably continue to do those roles. So as the owner, that is really what I consider to be the ideal situation, is that you coach the people in your business to run the systems of the business, right? And so I just had this thought, or I heard somebody this weekend talk about how important business systems are. And then I was randomly scrolling on Instagram, which I do all the time. That's pretty much what I do in all my free time. I just scroll on Instagram. This weekend I had a little bit more time than normal because nobody wanted to work. But I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this Instagram video of this kid who goes around and he interviews successful entrepreneurs. I can't remember what it was called. It's like School of Hard Knocks or something like that. Or maybe some of you guys have seen this before. He's got a huge Instagram, or a huge YouTube channel. I can't remember which one it is, but he goes around and he interviews these entrepreneurs, and somehow he gets a hold of like these like mega entrepreneurs. Like he interviewed Steve Madden, he interviewed Dan Martell. So maybe some of you guys know who these guys are. Some of you guys don't. But anyway, he interviewed this one guy who I should know who he was, but he's like his pitch as an interviewer is like, hey, I go around interviewing millionaires to see how they got there and just any advice they have. He's like, well, you have to interview somebody else. And the kid was like, what? He's like, I'm not a millionaire. He's like, really? He's like, no, I'm a billionaire. This is so funny. But anyway, then he was like, if you want to be a millionaire, you build systems. If you want to be a billionaire, you build people. And when he said that, I was just like, okay. And I think he's right. I mean, we've been really good at building systems. That's basically got our business to here. But if you want to go big, when I say billionaire, it doesn't actually mean becoming a billionaire. But like, if you want to go big, you got to build people. Like, systems won't take you so far, but it's the people who run the systems that are the asset, right? And so, for all you guys who are in this cleaning business, like a lot of you guys, that's probably like really, really far off. Like you're like, I just want to make some money, right? And you're like, how? I just want to make a little bit of money without having to do all the dang work. And then you're like, I want to make a lot of money without doing a lot of work, right? And then we can keep going down that role, but if you, like, regardless, like if you understand early on that this game is about building people, then your goal is to have a system that makes it as easy as possible for that person to work as hard as possible, right? It's combining those 2 things together that will truly give you freedom, right? And so that has been one of the biggest reasons that Katie and I have grown this location so fast, is because we have looked for people from the minute this thing started. Even before it started, I was like writing in my notebook. I don't know if I think I saw Nick White on here. He's on here. It's awesome. So like before we started this location, I was like looking for anybody and everybody to start this location rather than me or Katie had to start this location. I was like Nick White. Let's move Nick White from Idaho down here. Jessica and Lucas. I'm not sure if they're on here. I was like, let's move Jessica and Lucas down here for 6 weeks and we'll start this location for us. I was like, Alaya. I was like, let's get Alaya out of Bozeman, move her down here, and she'll start this second location for us, right? So I had all these like ideas. Like I just want to have somebody else do the work, which, by the way, that's what it really was. I wanted somebody else to do the work. And then once I started doing, I was like, then I realized that I need to be the one who did the work first. So then if I ever did have somebody come down and start a location, I knew with confidence that this is actually what you do in order to have the highest probability of being successful, right? And so So that's what we did. We started this location, and it really was for that. It's like we needed to know what to do, so that way when we do another location, which is what the plan is, that when somebody comes down here, or however, like when we start a third location and we put somebody in charge of that location, the probability of them being successful, there needs to be a high percentage. It'll never be 100%. It'll never be guaranteed, but I just want to make sure that it's as high as possible that they are set to be successful. And so that is exactly what this cleaning business has showed us and taught us, is how powerful it is to have a great system, but what's even more powerful is having great people. And so what we're going to share with you guys today is the system. And then for everybody who's inside the coaching program, like that's what I talk about all day, every day, is like how to get successful people. And the first part of finding successful people, okay, what's the first step of finding a successful person?
Being successful yourself first.
You're attractive. You're attractive to people who want success. If you're not successful, by golly, ain't no one going to want to work for you. I shouldn't say this. No successful people are going to want to work for you. So if you want to have people who are successful work for you, then be successful first. And so every single person in here can work on being better, being somebody who people want to work for, being somebody people who want to aspire to be like. Right? Okay. So without further ado, let's actually dive in to the vision sheet. So I'm going to share with you guys our data sheet. This is the data sheet that we've been doing now for 36 straight weeks. And it is how we have been able to confidently and predictably grow this business. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys here. And if you guys do have questions, please type in the chat. There's some amazing humans on here who are very, very smart and who will answer your questions. I will not be able to answer your questions while I'm in the middle of the presenting mode, but yes, I see Nick White's in the chat. Aliyah, what's up? It's in the chat as well. Hannibal, Janissa, good to see you guys in the chat. Morgan. So if you guys do have questions, type in the chat. Katie, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, cool. So this is the Mason 5-star cleaning vision sheet. So again, if you guys not seen this sheet this is the first time you're seeing this sheet, well, you're about to be blown away, because this sheet has all the data you'll ever need in order for you to grow a successful cleaning business. We've been using this sheet since, you guys can see here, March 8th. I go back here. Uh-oh, we're not in the right order here. What happened here? Someone's messing with the sheet here.
I think that was me. Sorry.
Katie, I'm not messing with the sheet. All right, so you guys can see this right here. Week number 1, 3/4 to 3/10. We made one sale. It was $400. Katie, do you remember who that sale was?
Yeah, I see him at the gym. I can't remember his name, but I can see his face.
Ryan Overcash.
Ryan Overcash. Dirty ass house.
You guys can see here, $400. This was our very first week. Okay. And so 36 weeks later, here's where we're at today. Okay. We've been doing this sheet every single week. So projected monthly revenue. This was for November. You can see that this sheet actually ended on the 29th. We projected to hit 57,500. We ended up hitting 57,500.2. Okay. For weekly revenue, we did $12,500, which was actually pretty cool considering that we only worked for 3 days. I shouldn't say that. Friday, we had 2 cleaners who worked out of our, how many cleaners we have? We had 13 cleaners. 2 cleaners worked. Outside of that, everybody had Thursday off, and we had 2 cleaners work on Friday. And so we're still able to manage $12,000 in revenue. And considering that our best ever week was 14,605, actually 14,729. You guys can see back here on this business sheet, you can see the prior weeks, you can see last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. This allows us to be able to track our progress. And this was our biggest week we've ever had, 14,000. And so this was a huge week. We would have hit a huge PR this week if we would have had all 2 days. And we definitely would have hit the 60,000 month mark if we would have had a full Thursday and Friday as well. But anyway, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Didn't happen. So is what it is. Recurring clients, we've been kind of stuck here, it seems. We've been kind of stuck at 121. Last week we were at 120. Before that we were at 121. So we've been kind of sticking around this 120 mark. Definitely goal is to get to 160. In order for us to have a real shot at getting to that $1 million mark, we need to get about 160 recurring clients. Total weekly cleans, again, 49 cleans, which again isn't too bad for three days. And yeah, it's cool to see. And this revenue per clean, like over the last 4 weeks, you can see here 4 weeks ago was 209. 3 weeks ago was 245. 3 weeks ago, 232. Last week, 252, and this week, 257. That number continues to go over the 250 mark. And that's really cool to see because for a very, very long time, if we go back to look at our data, I'll randomly pick a time back in here when Katie and I were selling. See, this is the real reason because Katie and I, because we suck at selling. Actually, that's just me selling. I'll put one here where Katie was selling too, so we can blame it on her. Yeah, here we go. So Katie and Logan, weekly stats here. So we were doing like, look at this, 187, 225, 197, 276. That was probably a fluke week. 164. So like we've been able to increase our revenue per cleans drastically, right? Katie, that's probably all you. You're probably selling those like $100 cleans.
Absolutely was. Had zero conviction.
Yeah, but I think the real message, and this took me a decade, so like hopefully this helps you. Hopefully this gets to you guys a lot sooner than it got to me. But it's never gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be good when you first get started. What is good is just doing something. What is good is actually getting started. Because when you get started, then you actually can make progress. And so I show you that because for a long time we had revenue per cleans under 200, which I would not consider good. But we've continued to not slowly, but we just have continued to work at getting our revenue per clean up higher. We sell bigger cleans. We have a minimum. We increase our hourly rate. And so all those things combined over the course of like lots of reps and lots of just continuing to sell people, we've managed to get this up now over $250.
Yeah, I think a lot of entrepreneurs in general get paralyzed by the perfect outcome that they're looking for. Therefore, they never get started. Like you can't have a perfect outcome without a shitty first draft. Get the shitty first draft first. Then you can optimize and increase that revenue per claim.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
The only perfect business is the one that's still in your head.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. Okay. So number of cleaners. So look at this. We're at 13 cleaners. Goal, we need 14 cleaners. Assigned cleaning hours, we're at 20. Goal is 28. So obviously that was really low last week considering that we only had 3 days. But the fact that they all got 20 hours in 3 days that's a good sign. And then we had 244 assigned cleaning hours, which is actually the third most we've ever done. And so again, that's pretty cool considering we had a very short week. So good week. All right, let's talk about revenue. So you can see, so ZenMaid. So this is good. So when I coach people, sometimes this even gets confusing for people I coach. So why have ZenMaid and QuickBooks on here? So ZenMaid is the CRM that we use to put cleans on our schedule so our cleaners can see the schedules. We also will bill the clients through ZenMaid. Okay, so we bill our clients through ZenMaid, and then after 2 or 3 days, the money that we bill through ZenMaid, it goes through a payment processor. We use Stripe. You can use a different payment processor, but we use Stripe, and then Stripe actually deposits that money into our bank account. We have our QuickBooks connected to our bank account, and our QuickBooks, as soon as it sees money in there, then it pops up in our QuickBooks and says, do you want this money to go into your bank, or do you want this money to go into your books, right? And there's income in there from Stripe, and we say yes, and we just categorize as income, and that's where it shows up right here. So that's why we have two. That's why I show both QuickBooks and ZenMaid, is because ZenMaid is what gets billed, but QuickBooks is what actually hits the bank account. And so you can see here that we billed $57,522, but we actually received $56,670. Okay, and sometimes, like usually, let's say usually, like sometimes these numbers flip around. Like for example, like this week, 12,572 is what was billed inside ZenMaid, but we actually collected $14,500 inside QuickBooks. Sometimes your collections are slow. Sometimes it takes a week. Sometimes it takes a day. Sometimes you have cash that's sitting on your kitchen counter that doesn't get put in the bank account for another week because you don't ever go to the bank, right? Like, whatever. The reason, it's just important for you to understand that there's a difference between billed revenue versus collected revenue. So they're both important, right? Now, just want to help explain like why we track this data, because that way it helps us understand, like, is there an issue with the billing? Or is there an issue with collecting? And so last week we billed 12,572. Out of that 12,572, 5,000 was initial clean revenue, and 7,234 was reoccurring. Okay. Now this is a number that I never tracked for a long time, and it was actually Jessica and Lucas. I'm not sure, are they on here, Katie? Jessica and Lucas on here?
Yeah, Jessica's on here.
Jessica's on here. So Jessica and Lucas started tracking this number, and it made me become aware of like how valuable this number really is. And when I see this number now, I have a good idea of how big your business can get or how fast your business can get. Because if you have $7,000 of recurring revenue, let's just multiply that by 4 and say that you're sitting on a business that's doing about $30,000 a month in recurring, right? Well, how much money are you selling on the front end is going to be dependent on how fast this business can grow. So, like in our business, we sell between $5,000 to $7,000 of initial clean revenue every single month. Some businesses that I'm fortunate to be able to coach, maybe they have like $100 or $1,000, like very, very low number. So I'm like, hey, you have a lot of reoccurring, which is awesome, but you know what? If you could do more than $1,000 in initial clean sales, this business could grow really fast. And the cool part is, how do you get reoccurring customers? Anyone who's on here, how do you get reoccurring customers? Where do these mythical reoccurring customers come from?
First-time customers.
They come from these people right here. So the great sign to see if this number is going to grow is how big this number is right here. Right? So a lot of people, they have nothing going on here. And so by simply giving them a system to show them how to get initial clean sales, their business, first off, it grows really fast, but then it also can get really big because you also have you have the pipeline, you have the pool of people who can turn into reoccurring customers right here. So this number, I can tell a lot about a business by just seeing this, like what is the ratio on this number, okay? So moving on now. Outstanding invoices, less than 7 days, $34.73, greater than 7 days, $112. So again, not of concern. Less than 7 days is big, but over 7 days, it's less than $100, which means that we're doing a great job with collecting. All right, discounts. So for discounts last week, looks like Donna got a correction clean. These 10% discounts are all Google review discounts. So looks like we gave away 4 of those. Those are my favorite ones. Homepage discount, that's my favorite. That's another one of my favorite ones to give away as well. So someone goes to our homepage, they can book online. We give them $50 off if they actually just book online. Pretty cool. And then referral, man, another one of my favorite discounts. These are like my favorite discounts. Besides Donna, these are my favorite discounts to give away, right? Love paying people to help us grow our business. Because you'll see down here, as we get into marketing, I already pay Mark Zuckerberg a lot of money. And instead of paying Zuck, I'd rather pay Dorothy. I'd rather pay Armand. I'd rather pay Gina, Doug, Donna, and Alicia. I'd rather pay you guys, right? But that being said, I will pay Zuckerberg. I'll pay Facebook. I'll pay Google services because they're consistent. They'll consistently get me leads. And so last week, we spent $276 on Google local services, and we spent $1,200 on Facebook. Altogether, we spent $1,500. Okay, we hit our ad spend goal. From Facebook, we got 63 leads. Facebook Messenger 1, we had 11 missed calls, 4 Google local services, 8 homepage, 5 incoming call leads, 0 referrals, and we had 92 leads. That's $16.30 a lead. So that's pretty consistent with what we've been doing with this location since day one, which is pretty cool. So that's the marketing. So again, the value of marketing is this right here, is that it gives us an opportunity to get some initial cleans. But it just gives us the opportunity. It doesn't actually mean we get initial cleans, because what do you have to do after you get leads, Katie?
Close them, book them.
You have to book them, right? So we call that sales, okay? And so Megan and Keziah are 2 office gals. Between the 2 of them, they did 130 outgoing calls last week, again, in just 3 days. All this is just in 3 days. Just so you guys are, for everyone on here, this is only for 3 days. We had 52 calls answered, 29 calls missed. We had 23 quote calls scheduled, 18 showed. We did 31 quote calls in 3 days. We closed 18. And we generated $5,571 in projected quote call revenue. We had 3 conversion calls, 3 closed, and generated $1,482. Okay. We only had 1 slot unfilled last week. We filled that baby to the brim. And then right now we have 36 open spots currently for this week, which is exciting, which means we can probably sell some more people. How exciting is that? But yeah, so again, sales, super cool. I think on Monday, these girls got 10 sales just on Monday. Right. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we pretty much ran out of room to sell for last week. And then we started selling into this week. So when you're able to generate leads and you're able to convert those leads into initial sales, and then you're able to convert those initial sales into conversions, what's next, Katie? Like, what else do you need in order for you to have a $1 million cleaning business?
Cleaners.
Cleaners. We need cleaners, right? Because no matter how good your marketing and sales system is, if you just don't have cleaners to be able to fulfill the cleans, then you'll eventually have to say no, or you have to turn off the marketing, which then forces you to turn down the sales, which then forces you just to make less money. So cleaners. Last week we spent $196 on Indeed. We had 11 applicants, made 10 phone calls, we did 6 phone interviews. Or excuse me, we had 6 interviews scheduled, 5 of those interviews performed, 5 interviews scheduled, 5 interviews performed, and nobody got hired. Is that right, Kitty? Nobody got hired?
Well, for last week, nobody, yeah.
Nobody accepted. We definitely offered a couple people, but no one has accepted as of yet. And so as far as cleaner acquisition is concerned, we have Alex, who actually cleaned our house today. Did she do a walkthrough? Did we do a walkthrough with her?
I did a walkthrough. She crushed it.
She passed. So Alex is now a graduated cleaner. And then Michaela is on her week 2, and Nicole is also on her week 2 as well.
Week 1. Nicole's week 1.
Nicole's still week 1. Cool. So that's what we got in the pipeline. And so, yeah, so with last week kind of being a wonky week, I think we offered a couple people, but no one accepted. So we'll have to push really hard to try to get someone onboarded this week by Friday. That way we keep this pipeline rolling. Because we did lose one of our top cleaners, Miranda. And yeah, it was just a function of, why did we lose Miranda, Katie? You actually said it really good today. So
yeah, she kind of got the opportunity for her dream job. So she wanted to be a teacher many years ago, but also didn't want to go to school. So she got the opportunity to work at a school in the special ed department and took it. We asked her if there was anything we could do to keep her, and she said no. So just was better for her.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. So cleaner fulfillment. So again, this is all just in 3 days. So Jocelyn, 22 hours. Actually, Alyssa worked 4 days. So this was in 4 days that Alyssa got 30 hours. Tiffany, 19. Kayla, Asia, 21. Miranda, 1 day, 7. Amanda, 25. She worked 4 days as well. The rest of them are all 3 days. Audrey, 18, 19, 17, 22, 20, and then 18 and a half. So again, pretty exciting. Like these are like not bad numbers for a full week. And yeah, if we actually had a couple more days, these girls would have had a huge week. So also shows me that we just need a lot more cleaners because they're really close to being full already. So yes, altogether we have 12 graduated cleaners, 1 trainee, so 13 total cleaners, and our man-hour rate is about $51 after all said and done. So not too bad. Cleaner fulfillment, looks like we had a correction clean here with Donna. Cleaner fulfillment, one-on-ones. I did a one-on-one with Audrey last week. And then client fulfillment, we had 49 cleans. 14 of those were new cleans. 35 were reoccurring or occasional. We had 1 correction clean. 121 reoccurring clients, 62 occasional clients. We got 14 Google reviews this week. And right now, Katie, where are we at right now? Did we cross this number yet?
299.
Still at 299?
Let me actually look.
That's so frustrating. Here, I'll look as well. I'll let you guys look with us here. 299. Yeah, we're still at 299. So hopefully by the end of the day, we'll hit that 300 Google reviews. And for anyone who's wondering, like they're all authentic, they're all real. And there's a couple in here that are like really good. We actually posted one today. Yeah, so if you guys go through this, you'll notice that they're real because they actually have people's names in there. This one right here is actually really good. I use this as an example. Oh, this thing is going to get in the way. But anyway, this was a great example of what we're actually, like what service we're actually providing to people. And some of you guys, like myself, I'm sure, we forget, right? We forget because this is our job. This is our business. This is what we do every single day. But like sometimes we lose perspective on how valuable it is that we do what we actually do for people. And to find a reliable, trustworthy cleaning company can be a difficult thing to do. And so by being able to be that valuable service in your market, in your area, you can truly make people's lives so much easier, make their lives so much better, that they will be very, very grateful and very, very appreciative of you. Okay. And so getting these Google reviews is, man, it's so cool. It's so cool. And I definitely recommend that for anyone who's not bought in on getting Google reviews, like the culture that it provides when you get 14 Google reviews every single week, and your cleaners, and you are able to talk to your cleaners like they're badasses, and you're able to hold people to a standard and be like, I don't accept mediocrity on this team. This business becomes a lot more fun because everyone gets frustrated because they have what they would call shitty cleaners. They have people who have low standards, and that's your fault. You have shitty standards. You allow that stuff to happen. And so from day one, the thing that Katie and I have been very, very conscious of is establishing a culture of competitive greatness. And I personally have very, very, I have low tolerance. And so I will give people every opportunity. I don't have like a low tolerance to give people chances, like second chances. I have a low tolerance for people who continue to repeat the same behaviors over and over again after they have been addressed. And so my goal is always to quickly address problems, give people opportunities to change it. And if they don't change it, then I continue to confront it to the point where they end up quitting, because I'm just going to continue to hold them accountable to the standards and let them know, here's what the standard is. Here's what you need to do. Are you doing it? Are you willing to do it? And most people just aren't willing to do it. And that's totally fine. But this is the reason that it makes it easy for me to hold that standard, is when I look at the reviews and I see the people on the team, like, you girls are freaking awesome. Like, I cannot in good faith bring somebody on the team that's going to lower the standard to this team, because then it affects the top cleaners. Who of you guys in here want to be around poor performers? Right? It's honestly like one of the reasons that our advisor program, coaching program, is the advisor program. These are people who Katie and I work with in one-on-one setting. It has value to it because the people in there are high performers. Now, all their businesses are in different areas as far as the revenues. We have businesses in the advisor program that do over 100,000. We have businesses in there that do less, that do like 17,000. I think is the lowest business, or maybe 15,000 is like the lowest. But that's not what I consider high performers. It's like, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to do the behaviors required in order for your business to grow? Because you can have $100,000 a month business, but if you're not doing the inputs and your business is going backwards, like, that's not high performance. And so that is fun to be a part of. And so when it comes to having your cleaners, like, same thing. Like, if you're able to establish a culture where only progress is accepted, only 5-star experiences are accepted, then people either grow up or they grow out. And that becomes a lot easier to lead a competitive team rather than a team where nobody shows up, everybody calls out, everyone's like looking for another job. But guess what? They can't find one because you're the best opportunity they can get, which might not be good. Right?
It also encourages our top cleaners to like want to create greatness in their fellow cleaners, because think about like a high school group project. When you were back in high school and you had to be assigned to a group project and you got stuck doing the project with Joe Schmo who didn't pull his own weight on the project, and you essentially did the entire thing. Like, our cleaners are motivated to have their peers high performing so they collectively can complete every single clean together, pulling relatively equal weight.
Cool. Sorry, got distracted in the chat, so I can't have the chat open. All right. Okay, so Google reviews. Get yourself some Google reviews. Client fulfillment, canceled recurring clients. We had 2 canceled recurring clients. Sharon Moon, man, that's because I didn't talk to her anymore. She canceled because I sold her and she only wanted to talk to me. I have no idea actually why she canceled. It's okay. And then we had 3 people who got on reoccurring. What is this? This is weird. Scott Toby canceled and got on. Confused here. This is confusing.
Looks like maybe so.
Looks like he was somebody who canceled. So I guess we only netted. Well, either way, we only netted 1 either way. It's like
yeah.
So but look at this one. Daryl King a weekly 171. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Okay, and then client fulfillment. So this is canceled claims during the week. So we've been tracking this for a little over 2 months now to see what falls off the schedule. And so you can see here the date of the clean. So here's the date of when the clean was scheduled. And then here you'll see the cancel date. Okay. And so you can see Michael Abrams, his clean was scheduled for 11/25, but it canceled 11/22. So that's outside of our 48-hour cancellation policy. So that's good. Lex Olson, 11/25. 11/13, so she canceled 2 weeks before. That's good. Erin Fitzgerald, 11/27, 11/14. She canceled almost 2 weeks before. That's good. 11/27, 11/25. Andrea Franklin, 2 days before. I think that's fine. 11/29. Debbie, she canceled 10/10, so like a month before. That's good. 11/29 to 10/29, a month before. So I think this is the first week we didn't have any like last minute cancellations in the 48-hour window. So.
Yeah, we've definitely had some attempted people try to cancel their clean last minute, and our office staff kindly reminds them of our cancellation policy, and they end up figuring it out and keeping their clean on the schedule miraculously, which is so cool to see.
It's awesome. And it's funny, when we started creating, like when we created the stat, we assumed, this is what we get for assuming, we assumed that it was always the one-time clients, it was the first-time clients who were our problems. But as we started doing this data, we realized that it's actually the recurring clients. Recurring clients are the ones who canceled more. And so it's just reminding them of our cancellation policy, and enforcing the cancellation policy has helped keep these claims on the schedule. And so we had altogether about $1,500 that fell off, but this has been over the course of, looks like it started falling off like a couple of weeks ago up to like a couple of months ago. So we were able to refill all those time or all that money, which is pretty cool. And yes, Katie, to state what you said specifically is this morning, right after our team meeting, our client for this afternoon, she tried to cancel. And Keziah, she hopped on the phone with her. I was standing right there. And she said it so well. And all of a sudden the client's like, well, I guess I can just stay in my room. And that way she can come clean still. Because she didn't want to have to pay the 50% cancellation policy. And because I also informed her that like the reason why we have the cancellation policy is because this is how our cleaners make a living. And if we have less than 48 hours, if we get a cancellation less than 48 hours, that puts them out, and then we can't fill their schedule, and then then they can't pay rent basically. And when she said it, it was so good. I was like, okay, I'm stealing what you said. And I put a script. I put it into a little script. And so I'll be sharing that tomorrow on the coaching call with everybody who's inside the coaching program. I'll be sharing that little snippet that I got from Keziah. So it was so good. I was like, this has got to be good. And I recorded the phone call, or it was already recorded. I grabbed the recording and I put it in there so that way, anytime you guys have an issue, you guys can actually go listen to that, see the script, and use it because it is so freaking good. It is so good. So anyway, okay, Katie. Anything else that you see on this sheet, week number 36 or 37? I don't know what it is anymore.
Nothing alarming, nothing crazy. Just need to continue to hammer those sales. Looks like the amount of open spots this week is high, which is good. Means that we have some room to fill up some schedules. So it's pretty much the only thing that I see. 36 open spots, yeah. Also, scroll down a little bit. Just understanding that even your top cleaners are going to leave eventually. The only person at the end of the day who is going to continue to be in this business with you is yourself. So going back to having integrity with your actions, it's the most important thing. Leaders want to be around people who inspire them to be better. So every single time that a cleaner leaves, that somebody quits, that somebody cancels, that you get frustrated at something in your business, utilize it as a teaching moment for you to get better. Or you could just blame others, and that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
What was that saying, Logan?
Yeah. If you want to feel better, you can blame others. If you want to get better, you can blame yourself.
So good.
So good.
So just owning everything that is a problem in your business. It's the best personal growth vehicle I've ever experienced.
Yeah. So good. So good. So good. Yeah. I don't know. I'll be interested to see how December shakes out. I'll be interested to see. Our sales have been very good. We got some cleaners coming online. When I look at our cleaners right here, I think we have like one cleaner who we're for sure like very iffy about. The rest of the cleaners are solid. We have a couple trainees. The one like Alex who just graduated, she's probably our most like she's like I would consider her pretty solid as well so far. Again, she's all like everyone's new. Everyone is suspect until proven otherwise. Yeah, I think the people on the team right now, I said like one cleaner who I've had multiple one-on-ones with and continue to give her. I continue to set the standard for her, and she so far honestly has always she's always up to this point continued to like improve her behavior. So she's still on the team. We have a pretty solid team, and so we just need to continue to bring in more cleaners to continue to increase the depth of the team, but then also make sure that we can replace the low performers / non-performers. So that's what I see here. Okay. And then, so then a couple things I see here inside the chat. 36 open cleans. Yes, Elia is correct. So those, when it says 36 open spots, it's for just the next 7 days. And so we track the number to see how much is forecasted out. And then next week, as an example, we will come back and we'll show you how many of those spots we were actually able to fill. And so the goal for that number is like 10 to 15 stays open, right? We want to have 10 to 15 spots open. That way we anticipate that cleaners are going to call out. How many of you guys had cleaners who call out? Yeah. Everybody raise your hand. You're not in the cleaning business if you haven't had a freaking cleaner call out. So instead of just being like, oh my gosh, why do cleaners call out? They shouldn't do this. I wish life was a different way. Just anticipate it's going to happen. Because every single person on here has had a cleaner who's called out multiple times. It's not like an accident. Oops, this never happens. No, it happens all the time. So instead of pretending to live in this world where everyone should just show up and be reliable and do what they're supposed to do every single time, anticipate they're not going to show up. And so when somebody doesn't show up and someone doesn't have a full schedule, you can move things around instead of having to call the client and cancel. Or here's what happens if you guys are the ones who are just in the office by yourselves, then you have to go out and clean. And when you're out cleaning, you can't be doing the valuable thing in your business, which is selling and hiring. And that's why your business stays small. That's why most businesses stay small, is because of that. They just fill enough spots, and then when the cleaners don't do what they're supposed to do, then they have to go back out in the field, which stops the business from growing because all the growth activities can't be done with nobody in the office. Nobody in the office. That's the cycle. And so to get out of that cycle, you need to hire more cleaners, give yourself some space that if you do have a call out, that another cleaner can handle it. Right? Because your business doesn't grow if you're in the field. Not a single person in here's business will grow if you're not in the field. If you guys are in the field. 0. Yeah. And then so this Kama, welcome to the party. We don't actually clean. No.
We did.
We did. Yes, we did. But you need to get out of cleaning because cleaning is a $20 an hour job. And so $20 an hour, that's what you get paid to be a cleaner. Then you get into the office, and now you can get paid like $40 to $50 an hour, which is pretty good. Like you can get paid well to sell and to hire, right? And then the next role is you can be the leader, and the leader's going to get paid thousands of dollars an hour. And so the reason that you want to get out of cleaning is so then you can do a higher value job in your business, which is then selling and hiring. And then the most valuable thing you can do in your business is coaching the people how to sell and hire. If you're going to get paid thousands of dollars, you need to have skills. And most people want to skip those steps. You cannot skip a step. You must be good at each section of the you must excel at each section in order for you to move up to the next section. Like, it's crawl, walk, run. You don't get to crawl and then run. Right? There's a sequence to everything. Okay. So yeah, so no, like you will never grow a $1 million business cleaning. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I'll pull that back. You'll never sustainably keep a $1 million business by cleaning. You might get there. It might get there. It can work hard for a period of time. But sustainability is when you're relying on other people to help you grow your business. If you try to put the world on your back, like, you will eventually break. There's way too many moving parts in a business, even a simple cleaning business, in order for one person to be in charge of the whole thing. Like, it's way too much. So, what else is on here? Yeah, so platforms we're using to find clients. Yeah, we use Facebook. So if you saw in our vision sheet, we primarily use Facebook ads, and we also use Google Local Services. So Google Local Services, if you're not using it, I highly suggest using Google Services. And the reason why I suggest using it is because it is easy. It doesn't require any special knowledge to know how to use Google Local Services. Like, I would call it dummy proof, which means that anybody on here, even the dummies who are on here, call myself a dummy, by the way, you can use it. Everybody should use that as a, like, if you're going to pay for marketing, very simple, I would pay for Google Local Services. The second channel that is shown to be very, very profitable is Facebook ads. The problem with Facebook ads is you have to know what you're doing. There's a skill set required in order to learn how to use Facebook ads. But as you guys saw from our ad, actually, let me just pull back up here, just because now that we're talking about it, I want to show you. So let's go back down here to the marketing section here. You can see that we spent $1,200 on Facebook ads last week, and we got 63 leads. And for all you guys who are brand new here, like, we've been doing this for 36 weeks. Like, we get 100 leads a week, and a lot of them come from Facebook. Last week, 65 leads from Facebook. The week before that, 61 leads. The week before that, like, I keep going. 63. Like, we're pretty consistent. Okay, 64. Like, eerily consistent. 73. There you go. All right. Let's just do one more for fun. 71. Okay, it keeps getting better. Gotta stop that. Okay. Anyway, so we primarily use Facebook. Okay. Again, Facebook is the most consistent for us. We've been using it for 4 years. Like I said earlier, this is our second location. We have a first location. That location, we did 100% Facebook ads. Like, I didn't know Google LSA in our first location, because Google LSA is like a brand new thing. Like, it's only been around for like 2 years, so it's relatively new. But Facebook ads has been going on for a long time, and we've been using it for 4 years. And it by far is our most consistent lead channel. The problem. What's the problem, Katie, with Facebook ads?
The skill required to post a freaking Facebook ad is next level.
Yeah. Everybody in here who now has a skill to require Facebook ads, who has the skills to do Facebook ads, like, type in the chat, like, I have the skill, but it was difficult, or actually you share, like, was it difficult to learn or not? Some of you guys probably didn't find it difficult, but maybe that's because you guys just had a system you guys could follow. But for all you guys who now understand to use Facebook ads, like, put in the chat your experience with Facebook ads. So, yeah. So that being said, if you guys are interested in learning Facebook ads, and you're interested in learning sales, and you're also interested in learning the cleaner recruiting, and you're interested in just building $1 million cleaning business and doing it in a shorter period of time, all these people who you guys are seeing in the chat, they're all part of the coaching program, right? And so the coaching program is the shortcut. It really is. It's the shortcut. And yeah, it's not for everybody, by the way. It's not for everybody. But it's for people who really want to grow, people who are committed. I always say this, like, I'm always willing to work with people as long as they're swimming towards me. If you're swimming away, like, I'll just let you go. Like, it's okay. But if you're swimming towards me and you want help, like, I will sit there in the water with you, no matter how cold it is or how hot it is. Like, I will sit there. As long as you're swimming with me, as long as you're swimming towards me, I will sit there in that water with you. But when you start swimming away, like, I'll let you go. So if you're interested in sitting in that water and you want to accelerate your journey to grow $1 million cleaning business, yeah, you can join the $1 million coaching program. There is one-on-one options where you actually get to work directly with a coach. You can also just do a group coaching option, and it is less cost. Obviously, the more personalized, the more cost, the higher the price point it is. But the group coaching is less than $200 a month. So like it's very cheap, very affordable. It's like and you get access to all the systems. And then of course, if you actually want one-on-one coaching, the price goes up significantly from there because if you're going to take someone's time, someone who's actually built a $1 million business, like you're going to pay for it, but you're also going to get there a lot quicker. But if you just want like access to the systems and the processes, and you want the group coaching, again for less than $200 a month, like you can have access to it, which is like I try to make it a no-brainer. Like I don't think anyone said no to it to this point because it's a silly deal. It definitely will go up in the future, maybe by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. But there also is one-on-one coaching options, which a lot of you guys in here are in the one-on-one coaching program. And yeah, there's another level of accountability when you get a weekly coaching call with somebody who has already done what you want to do multiple times and can tell you exactly what you need to do and hold you accountable to doing it. And that's the reason that there's people on here who have grown their business from, a couple, $10,000, $20,000 a month to $70,000, $80,000 a month. 100,000. We have one person up to this point. Again, this will happen more as this coaching program just has more time. But we have other businesses who are not Logan and Katie's who are over $100,000 a month, which is cool, right? So, James, will you drop the link for the coaching program? Hopefully James is still on here. Well, he's not snoozing. There he is. He's on there. No, not the Google Doc, James. The actual. Sorry, I should give you better directions. The actual link for the application for the coaching program. Sorry, bad directions. Thank you. You're a stud.
Logan, Matt on here, his Facebook ad account is disabled currently. He was asking some questions if we've ever experienced that before.
Yeah, all the time. I've had like 6 or 7 ad accounts disabled. Yeah, so you can. Sometimes you can just create a brand new business account. Like if you got your personal ad account disabled, then you're I don't say you're screwed, but that's the reason why you want to create business ad accounts so you can create multiple of them. The other thing you can do if your personal ad account is shut down is like I did. I used Katie's ad account, which is the recommendation I gave to Kristen as well. Is just use your spouse's Facebook and then create an ad account for them. Make sure you create a business account, and that way you can create multiple ad accounts. That way, if one does get disabled, you have another one there. And that's also things that I teach inside the Facebook ads training. I teach exactly how to create your Facebook ads. But yeah, so or if you don't have a spouse, if you're ugly and you're all by yourself, then you can just create a brand new Facebook account and then create another ad account on top of that. So you just literally, and I've also had to do that before. So I've also just created a brand new Facebook account and then created an ad account with that new Facebook. So, yeah. And how do you determine if like that? Yeah. So someone asked, how do you determine if the card they give you is real? Like what if they give you a card with no money? It'll happen. It will 100% happen. And so you just always like, I should say that here's my philosophy. I always believe people are good. And you know what? Some people are not. And so the people who burn you, it's fine. That's okay. Most people will give you a card, there's money on there. And so if I always expect that the worst case scenario will happen, which means that I expect people not to pay. And so when they do pay, I'm just very grateful for them. In the past, I haven't always been that way. I've always expected people to pay. When they didn't pay, then I got really frustrated because my expectations were unmet. And so like I'm really thankful for every person who pays us. I'm thankful for all you guys who show up to here. I'm thankful for all my team who always shows up to the meetings, to show up to work, to show up to cleans. Because I expected not to. It's taken me a long time, but that is the way I operate. It's just I expect people to do what's in their best interest, and sometimes that's not showing up in the best interest of the business. It's not my best interest all the time. And so when people do, though, I'm very grateful, very appreciative, and I'm very thankful. Which also, I believe, increases the probability that they'll do it again because they're getting reinforced for something that most people will expect. And I'm just like, thank God. Thank you so much for being a lifesaver, right? So anyway, I think that's all I got today. So faith over fear. I think that's like a decision filter. I think that can help anybody. And it's a very general filter, but when you use that general filter and you apply it to specific situations, it's like, am I gonna go on faith over fear in this situation? And it's a great broad filter to use when it comes to making decisions, because business is about making a lot of decisions and making a lot of decisions quickly, and being okay that you make a decision that doesn't result in the outcome you're looking for. Right. So appreciate you guys dropping on here. James, drop the link one more time if you guys are interested. If you're not part of the coaching program, like Adi and Kristen, and who else is on here? I gotta just get some shout outs here. Alyssa, Justin, Jocelyn, Marie. Elia's not technically part of the coaching program. She's part of our team, but like she gets probably the most coaching at anybody, which is awesome. Nick White, right? If you guys want to be part of the coaching program, you can click that link. You guys can apply. It's free to apply. Yeah, no hard sells. Like, if you want to be part of the thing, cool. If you don't, cool. We're gonna show up here no matter what, whether you're here or not. So, but super appreciate you guys for showing up. Really do. I really do appreciate you guys for showing up today. And hopefully you guys got some value from this. If you guys want to be part of the program, cool. If not, we'll be on here next week again, and we'll be sharing next week's data. If you guys want to come, hopefully see a PR personal record of weekly revenue, that is hopefully on the horizon for next week. And if not, dang it, we'll try again the week after. So thanks for showing up, guys. Happy freaking Monday. If you guys are in the coaching program, show tomorrow. I do have some cool releases. I'll put this in the community chat. I do have some releases for you guys tomorrow, which I think will make it easier for you guys to grow your businesses, which that's the goal. So happy Monday. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.